Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. Today I have a yarn review for you guys. I had gotten this yarn a little while ago. I had shown it off on my last podcast, I think, just sort of a teaser. And I'm gathering it up right now in case you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. So I'm going to attempt to show you guys all in one go. But I'm going to be reviewing Moroccan Nights and the different colors. Here's the 9 that I got, one of each color. And we're going to be talking about the colors in detail. We're going to be breaking them open and showing you the inside. See, like the inside shows a different color right there, actually. We're going to be just like talking about the differences between the website and the yarn itself that I received. And I'm going to do my best to show you guys different lightings and to show you guys the true colors and how I feel about what's shown on the website. I will start out just as this one happens to be Princess that I've been showing off. The stats on this are, this ball of yarn is 3.5 ounces. It's 100 grams. It has 273 yards. It has 250 meters. Its fiber content is 98% acrylic and 2% polyester. I do believe that it's the shimmer that is the polyester, and in other Lion brand yarns where they say polyester, I think they actually say glitter polyester or shimmer polyester, like in the cupcake, not the cupcake, the mandala, glittery mandala yarns. And what else do we got? It says that this is a lightweight 3. Is this about the same thickness as a mandala yarn? It is a little bit thinner. I don't think it's terribly thinner. I might go so far as to say it's a 2, but if it's a 2, I think it might be a pretty thick 2. It is kind of like, for an example, to use Shawl in a Ball again, Shawl in a Ball says that it is a 4-weight yarn. I have some Shawl in a Ball? Hold on a second. Shawl in a Ball says that it is a 4-weight yarn, and I think they're very not 4-weight to me. This is, in my opinion, also a 2-weight yarn. And it does have this, actually, while I have this out, let me see if I was right about the fiber content too. Cotton acrylic, and okay, Shawl in a Ball just says other fiber, but I think it is the mandala shimmery, the shimmery glittery mandala that has like glitter polyester or something in it. I'd have to look. But where it says 4-weight yarn, let me see if I can compare the two of these without dropping one of them. Because Shawl in a Ball is definitely furrier, more halo-y. I still think that if you count that in, it is still only a 3-weight. And this doesn't, Moroccan Nights does not have that as much of a halo fuzz to it. And I think the yarn thickness is probably close to the same. So your opinion of the thickness of Shawl in a Ball may be similar to the thickness of Moroccan Nights. Like I said, there is a fuzz. Otherwise, in my opinion, this would probably be closer to a 2-weight. And with the fuzz, it's more of a 3. Without the fuzz, I do think that this is close. But I will let you guys be the judge of it. I am in no way sponsored by Lion Brand. I bought all this yarn on my own, from the Shawl in a Ball to the Moroccan Nights. I also will show you some yarn bedazzling. I'm also not sponsored by Hobby Lobby. No sponsoring whatsoever. It doesn't matter to me. Like, it doesn't affect my bank account if you guys buy this yarn or don't buy this yarn. I just want to try to help you guys have the best representation of it as possible. So take that as you will, but I think it's as accurate as other yarns are as far as the weight registration of it. Some yarns, especially like Ice and Hobium and even Hobie, are not factual on their weight representations. Like I've gotten some that is definitely like a 2-weight yarn and it says that it's a 4-weight yarn, and vice versa even. It's not always like that you get a smaller yarn. Sometimes it's just not classified right. However they make those decisions, I don't know, but sometimes they're just not accurate. This one is a light, well, it does say light 3. Yeah, this is between a 2 and a 3, so maybe a light 3 is accurate. To err on the side of caution, maybe say 2 or plan for 2, but I don't think this is like drastically thinner than, certainly not than shawl and a ball. I don't think it's drastically thinner than mandala yarn, which is a 3. I can't remember off the top of my head if mandala says light 3 or if it's just a 3. Mandala is a bit thicker than this, but not a crazy amount. So anyway, stay tuned, and I will be showing you the yarn up close. I will be adding pictures from the site for a side-by-side comparison for you guys, and I am planning to crochet up swatches of like the entire, at least the entire color change, to show you guys all of the change in it, and then you can decide for yourself one way or another. So hopefully you enjoy this. Definitely this is the most in-depth review I've done so far, so yeah, stay tuned. Okay, now the first color that we have is called Palace. It's this really pretty mixture. There are purples, and I'm hopefully the lights that I have on here will show off everything, but there's this really pretty like a royal purple in here. There is like a lighter tan color up in here. There's a darker brown. I'm assuming the tan turns to brown, and the purple kind of runs through it, because the purple, if you see in here, turns to like a darker purple. It's almost like there's almost a tinge of blue, like a indigo color right there. The camera I can see right now is showing this a little more blue than it actually is. Let me see if turning the light to like a warm light would help. That is more true to color in right here in the blues. I'll probably switch back to the cool lighting because it seemed to do a good job besides that color. But I want to make sure you guys see all the actual colors in here that are represented. Here's that indigo purple color right here, which is still showing up just a tint of blue more than it is. On the website, the picture, I'm going to try to put a picture in next to all these. I would say on the website that this indigo color was mixed in with this lighter color on the outside of the ball, which there are a bunch of different combinations of color to go through in here, and not everybody's ball is going to be the exact same. I will say that. If you compare this to the way that Yarn Bee Dazzling is wound also, and we will talk about that later, the light is showing off the shimmer that's in here, and I call it a shimmer rather than a glitz, because to me it's a different, let me see, this is 2% is polyester and 98% is acrylic, so I'm assuming that the glitter is the polyester. In other Lion Brand yarns, they do call it like metallic polyester. I think it's in Shawl and a Ball that it says that. Or it might be in mandala yarns, the sparkle mandala. But they say glittery polyester or whatever. So I'm assuming that is the 2%, which I think everybody can agree that only makes up 2% compared to the 98%. But I'd say my ball anyway, and you will get different balls. You might order the same exact yarn and you might get a different color combination. You might get one exactly like the website. You might get one that is exactly my color combinations, but wound with this on the outside more. You see the dark brown that's in here. That might be more dominant in the ball of yarn than this is. And until like I've been trying to really get in here and show you guys. There is more of the brown right in here, but that may not be the same as yours. Like I said, you may have a lot more than I do, or that part might be what's showing out here. So you just have to basically see what you get, unless you find this in the stores. And like with Hobby Lobby and Yarn Bedazzling, you can pick what's in the stores and you can see which ones you like the best. And even though they'll probably have the same outcome, just because they're wound differently doesn't mean they're different colors, as you'll see when I show you the Yarn Bedazzling also next to, well, not next to some of these, but in conjunction with these. But that is Palace anyway. So the picture should have been inserted off to the side for you to compare. And I will let you guys make up your own mind, honestly. I'm just trying to give you the best color view of each one. So the next color we're going to look at is Princess. Swap these out. Okay, there is Princess. So you can see that. I will also have a picture of it, hopefully, right here from the website. Now on the website, you see the shimmer also. And again, I want to finish that thought that I call this stuff shimmer because when you work it up, and I'm going to work up each one of these so that you have an idea of the samples, there's not so much like a twinkle glitter. It's a sheen, it's a shimmer as you turn your work. And Yarn Bedazzling works up the same way, I believe. So, and I will work up some dazzling to show you also. But getting back to this color, here is the inside of it, which you see turns to like this really pretty pink and purple mixture. Where the pink is, it has still got some of the blue wound in it. And on the website, I believe what you're seeing in this one is the pink and blue right in here where my thumb is. And this color on the outside also. But again, my color, or my skein, was wound from the outside. The whole outside has got that coloring in it. Wherever the winder happened to be on the website, I believe is where, like right in here, it'll show you, see, it shows the pink through here. It just shows that on their ball. There's like a pink and multicolored shimmer going through this. Hopefully the light will show you that. I believe it does. It does turn into this, the purple is following through from the pink, and it turns back into yellow, so those colors are mixed together. And then the purple drops out, and the blue takes back up again inside. And then deeper inside, what is that? Deeper inside, we have like a grayish color. So that would be the whole colorway. Does the label show? The label does not show the whole colorway like it does on some of like the cupcake yarns and stuff. But there is like, I'm just going to dig this out right now. There's a gray in here also, excuse me, that mixes in with the blue. And it has that same pink and multicolored shimmer running through it. And you do not see that on the outside of the Lion Brand thing, but really, unless they showed, like I said with the cupcake yarn, when it showed a picture of the spectrum of the yarn, there's really no good way to show this. You can really only see what's on the outside of whichever ball they happen to pick. I think that my blue and yellow outside matches theirs pretty well. And I think that the pink and the blue in here, the pink does match. In their particular one, they had more of a greenish blue color mixed in, which was probably maybe where the yellow and green would have mixed. I'm not entirely sure. Is it in here maybe? That's a blue color too. But again, you guys be the judge of what you think and how you think my yarn looks compared to the websites. But that one is Princess. I think that one's really pretty. I'm not much of a pastel-y, light-colored person, but I think the colors do mix well together, and yeah, that is Princess. Moving on, we have Let me swap that out. Yep, magic carpet. Here is my magic carpet. So you guys can see the name of it right there. Now this one does look different to the picture on the website, but again, I think I just got one that was wound differently with different color combinations, because the picture on the website, which should be here soon or has already been, it does show the purpley blue color. Let me see if changing the light again will help. It's a definite difference. It does show this purpley blue, like royal blue color right in here in the twist. It shows the red barely starting to peak, and on my ball I got a lot of red right in here and right in here. Now look, there is a whole new color hiding out in the middle of that that's yellow, that isn't in the picture at all, but there it is. And that turns to like an orangish color right in here. Like the actual colors, I think, are pretty similar. This is probably the purpley color that, like, I would say this twist right here is one of the colors that's on the outside of the Moroccan Nights picture on the website. And let's see, I think peeking through is probably this red, or like maybe this blue and this red over here is what's peeking through the very edges. There's the same like goldish tinted shimmery colors. There's a little bit of multicolor in the shimmer all the way through it. I got a bonus hair on it, sorry. So while it does look different, you can see the colors that are on the Lion Brand site peeking through. So like, again, like if you pick up different colors of, or the same color of Dazzling, you could pick up 3 or 4 different skeins and it's the same yarn, but there's so many color changes and color twist variations that you're going to get different looking skeins. That's my opinion on why this yarn looks different. I think the colors are similar in different parts of the yarn, and you just have to be mindful again that it's just wound slightly differently. You might get one that is wound the same. Like I do think that a couple of mine are similar. I think we can agree that the colors on like Princess were similar, but moving on, because we haven't seen all the yarn yet, that was Magic Carpet. And we're going to move on to Sultan, which was on the website by far my favorite. It had like all my colors, and I would just like to note too that I think the colors are similar enough that I have one of each of these yarns sitting off to my left, and I'm flipping through actually with you guys on the Lion Brand site, and I haven't had any problems like pulling up the yarn and not being able to find the color because they're so vastly different. Like looking at them, you can tell which one it's meant to be, which just kind of goes along with what I was saying, that it's just a different twist combination. There's nothing like crazy from the picture variances and stuff. But anyway, Sultan is these beautiful like rich colors. It's got a gray neutral running through most of it, not all of it. It turns to a darker gray in the middle here. On the website, this darker gray seems to be the twist that goes through almost the whole skein on the outside. So it's like this gray mixed with, on the outside there is, I think, this red. It's pretty much in between my fingers here. This twist is on the outside of the yarn ball on the website. But then as you can see in mine, the twist turns to a lighter color, like much lighter gray, but is still mixed with that wineish red color. The outside also has, I believe it's this color. Yes, I believe it is. But it is mixed with this darker gray also, which maybe if we dig into the center of it, it will produce that if I don't fail at reaching the center. My center seems to be awfully red, but let's go at it from this angle. No, there's a lot of red in here and then different tones of gray. I'm sure that like the very center probably houses some more brown, and we'll see when I crochet up the swatch for you guys. But aside from the grays being the different color and the reds being further inside, I still feel that this is just a winding issue. I don't feel that it's misrepresented, and I still think this is probably one of my favorites of all of them. But that one is Sultan. If I didn't show you before. See, there's some of the red peeking through right there, actually, now that I've kind of played with it and tussed it up a little bit. So the next color that we're going to look at is Genie. Swap these out. I believe you'll find this is Genie. Yep, there's Genie. The picture pretty much shows blues and more blues, and I'd say that's pretty darn accurate. It's got a blue shimmer going all the way through it. This blue might be the color in the picture, this lighter blue, but I'm not really sure because like it looks a little bit different on the screen. I wouldn't say it looks totally different though. Like it's definitely Genie. It's definitely the blue. You just can't see all the different blues in the picture because you can really only see the outside, of course. But there's like a navy blue right here. Let me change my lighting again. I know I'm changing the lighting a lot on you guys, but I'm really just trying to get you some true interpretations of the color just so you can make the decision for yourself. Okay, so inside, the navy continues inside, and there's a really light blue, almost a grayish blue. That grayish blue continues while the other blue turns to like a turquoise blue. See, my camera's showing an awful lot of just blue. Maybe that's a little better again for the grayish. But yeah, it's pretty much just blue all the way through. Like you will see the picture, if I haven't already put it, the picture is off to the side of this gorgeous one. There's blue shimmer, if I didn't mention that, and the light should be showing that. There's blue shimmer running all the way through it. And I really like this one too. You can see the slight halo running right here. You can see that halo on it. So it's just a little bit of fuzzy softness, halo-y on the outside of it, even though it's mostly acrylic. And the other bit is the shimmer. So, but that is Genie. I'm trying to move through this a little quicker paced. Wishes is the next one, which I believe is this one. Wishes, yep. So there's Wishes. Now, this one, as far as looking straight at it, I think so far is the most different one. But again, hopefully the picture's off to the side. That's why I'm slightly off camera, is hopefully this picture is appearing over in this area for you guys, to make a good a good observation for yourselves. But in the picture that I'm seeing as I'm looking at it with you guys, there is a lot of red and like a greenish yellow, maybe. And then the twist inside is more of like a blue and maybe like a sea green. It's probably this green right here that's showing twisted in with the pinkish purpley color that's right in here. Because that seems to be like a bluish or a greenish yellow, kind of where blue meets yellow, like a sea green is right here. So that is the color from the outside. But oh, actually, right here, there is the twist that I think is the color on the outside of the yarn, right here where my thumb is. See how many, just opening this up like this, there is a ton of different color combinations. I mean, a ton of them. So I think that you're seeing this right here. And let's see if we can find the other one. The other one is like a purpley and red. No, a purpley and blue. My skein may or may not have it. Maybe it's this right here that's underneath there. They're tearing these poor skeins apart. It's a good thing I'm going to be crocheting them up anyway. I'm violating these things. But there is the color, I think, that is wound underneath it. So even though this one, like, you're looking at it from the outside and like this color is not a part of it, this purpley color, am I out of focus? Sorry. This purpley color is part of the inside twist, and this red is part of the outside twist. Next to the green, the red looks a lot deeper, which is right here. Okay, how about I be on camera and show you? It looks a lot deeper, which is, again, right here. But even though it's not, it's just, this is a case of, like I was talking about, being wound differently, but it is still definitely the same yarn. Like, there's, in my mind, right here, there's no question about it, because you can just see the colors that are the same as the outside of that one. So that one is Wishes. And then we are going to move on to Lamp, which is one of my favorites on the site. And actually, the ball that I got, I would agree, I think it was Crystal from Bag of Days said this was probably her favorite out of all of them, and she thought it was because it didn't look like the picture. And mine is not the same as the picture from the outside. We're going to investigate the inside in just a minute. There's the lamp color, so you can see that's what we're looking at. There's like these brown shimmers going through it, like all the way through it is just brown. The outside, well, there should be the picture over here again. The outside of mine is like this really pretty, like golden camel gold color, and like a tan, like a shade darker color, which I find extremely beautiful. If you open up the inside right here, there's a more rich brown, like a chocolatey brown, and the gold turns more of a yellow gold right here, which still we haven't really seen that on the outside of the picture. Let's open it up here. Aha! Interesting. Okay, so the inside is again a different color than we've seen. And this is like a silvery color that's in here with a really pale gold. And I think that this is probably what's on the outside, where it looks like a bluish, grayish, silvery color with yellow. It's probably something close to this. And let me see if I can turn, I'm going to turn the lights again. Just, I think that's showing it awfully blue. But maybe the lighting is a little more accurate to the pictures on the, I don't know. That's showing it, well, that is showing it pretty silvery, and it is pretty silvery. So this part right here, the light's showing off pretty well. But I think that silver color might be mixed in the twist with something closer to this color. So like this silver and this gold, maybe. I don't know if I'll have where they meet, maybe something similar to that inside of here. It is getting a little bit deeper, like tannish gold right here. But as you can see, like this was one completely unexpected color, and it does match one of the colors on the outside. So it's a lot of it is the twisting. A lot of it is. I think maybe Lion Brand could have done themselves a service with putting up, like for the cupcake and the mandala yarns, they had a whole spectrum of the color on the front of like the label somewhere, or the back of the label. And I think they would have done themselves a service showing that here or on the website, or both maybe. That's my suggestion. I know Lion Brand's not listening, but if you guys are, that's my suggestion anyway, is putting something like that up. Because then you can see the full array of it. People don't necessarily think they're getting this if they're seeing, say, this on the site. But I think that's beautiful inside, and I think it's going to look really nice worked up. This is still one of my favorites also. This one and Sultan, I think, are my two favorites. But we're going to move on to the next one. We have two more to go, I believe. The next one is Prince, which has got to be this one. Let's see. Prince, right here. Now, what I'm seeing on the picture from the site, first of all, you can see this shimmer, which next to this blue looks pretty darn blue, like silvery blue. as shimmer blue should. On the site, it looks maybe more of a turquoise blue, but I do think that is because it's placed next to a more turquoisey color on one of the twists. The part where the brown is in the picture does look a little bit lighter, which is more accurate to this shimmer. This is another case of the outside of mine is mostly one color. It's this navy color mixed with like a light, like a wheat or light camely color. But you can see underneath where the brown is starting to take form and is still running with that navy blue color. We have not seen all the colors from the picture yet. Oh, well, that's something I didn't see. This right here looks almost pinkish, almost. Like a corally pink color. Can you guys see that coming through? That's not on the website picture at all. Let's see. Let's dig a little further. Because this, okay, maybe right here. Let's see. I am trying very hard to show colors from the site and where they are in my ball of yarn. Here is a brown and a light color, like a light bluish creamy color. And that, I think, is the brown stripe on the outside of the yarn. Let me see. I'll change the light a couple of, like once or twice. There we go. Okay. So there is, can you see that? There is what I think is the brown part of the stripe on the outside. And let's see. Let's continue our search in here. And we'll see if these are like just observations, obviously, from the get-go. We'll see what it's like when I work it up, too. We're looking for... Maybe it is the lighting that they have going on, and maybe this is the color from the outside. That, or I just haven't found it yet, maybe. Because the outside looks almost a little yellowy, comparatively, mixed in with some, like, turquoisey dark blue. Like a dark turquoise. Is the word I'm trying to find. My words are starting to fail me, you guys. I think I violated this one enough. This is the first one that I haven't truly found all the colors to. And I don't know if it is a lighting issue on the camera work of the Lion Brand site or if it is a twisting issue. I'm really not sure. But we'll know more when I get into it and work it up as a sample. So look out for prints in the later part of this video. But here is prints. That's such a surprise color. I didn't expect to see that in there at all. The last color that we have is Scarab. And here is what my ball looks like. Okay, so the picture from the site, to me, shows like a greenish blue, like a deep greenish blue as the outside twist, or outside wound part. And then the inner part is like a lighter turquoisey blue with like, I don't know if it's gold or a greenish color. Let's investigate the inside. Like here is where the outside of mine, like obviously, and if I didn't show you, sorry. If I didn't show you, there's the name Scarab. The outside has like a deep green and like a navy blue twist. You can see where they start to lighten up over here, and presumably it's the green that starts fading into a brown color. And the navy carries through and lightens up a little bit. As far as the inside, let's see if we can find some surprises in here, like the last few, huh? The inside has got, this is possibly that green color, but in a slightly different light right here. Let me try to switch my light and see what happens. I don't know as far as that. But it could be further in, or it could be just the picture on the website. Not that great. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is a dark green again in here. So I'd say this grayish blue is probably the lighter color that is wound on the outside, or maybe this one, because this is more like a gray blue that's more blue. Again, my words are not with me here, you guys. But I think that this is close to, this gray blue turns lighter up here, or the gray blue gets twisted in with a lighter color, I should say, right up here. And I think this might be the color twist that's on the outside of that yarn. If this were out here, you'd see the blue more, obviously, so it would be more like obvious, I guess is a good word for it. And maybe that blue-green is the color in the picture. It's just not that great of a picture, is my guess, because there is, like, the more I stare at the picture itself, it is kind of like a green tinted color over here. So I do think it's this and this that we're seeing on the outside of that Lion Brand ball. Maybe you guys don't think so. I'm going to switch the light again just to, like, I think that makes the blue look a little more like the blue in the picture, maybe. I don't know. But again, I will work it up and we'll see what that looks like. But those are the 9 colors. Sorry, I can't even count today. I have no words and no counting skills. Those are the 9 colors to start with. And yeah, I will come back with worked up colors, and we'll talk a little bit about Yarn Bee Dazzling. This is going to be like my longest yarn review ever, you guys. So yeah, I will get back to you once I have them worked up, and it'll be just a couple minutes for you. I hope it's not that long for me, but I will talk to you later, guys. Okay, hopefully I remember the order that this is in, that I first showed it to you in, but here is Palace, and this is the one, not the one, but this is one of the ones that I didn't have to do a full skein of yarn, pardon my ends that are not sewn in. I didn't have to do a full skein of it because it was already apparent by the time I got to the, like, wherever I happened to stop on the partial ones, that the color repeat was repeating. So, I didn't have to finish all of them. The color changes weren't as long or whatever, but like we started off with the pretty tan and purple, and then that moved into the indigo and the darker tan, and then right back to the lighter versions. And then as we started that color change again, it got pretty apparent that that was the color changes in this one. So I didn't continue any further, just for the purpose of getting these finished for you guys. But that was Palace. And then Princess is one of the ones that I did. Let's see, there's Princess. This is one of the ones that I did the full skein on. Now what I'll say about this one is it started, again, pardon all my ends. I had a lot of ends in some of these. Maybe not this one. Okay, I'll talk about those as I come to them. Well, here's some. Okay, so I had several ends, including in this one, because you see how this starts with, this is one of the colors that I believe had surprised me in the middle. I know that was like a week ago that I did the first part of this video because it took me that long to finish all these with my full-time job and stuff. But it started out with one of these surprise colors, and then literally just was cut. Like this was stuffed into the end of it. And I'm a center pull person, so I started pulling from the center and figuring that this was just the start of the ball. And then all of a sudden I came to an end. Like this was an end, and then this end was tangled around it but not tied, nothing, just like the jumble of yarn began and ended there. And then it started with this color, which is the kind of deep sea green and yellow. Because you see, like, that transitioned back into this brown and blue, but there's that transition. So I suppose pretend this wasn't there, and it's a smooth transition. There's several balls that were, we'll talk about the knots later, but there's several places in these examples that you'll see where colors just drastically change, like right here. We'll talk about that. But anyway, this is just the color purpose part. So you'll see it goes through here. I really wish my light was picking up. See the shimmer in here? And I should have shown you in Palace too. Hopefully you got to see it, but it is definitely not a full-on sparkle that goes through here, but it is a definite shimmer. Like the shimmer doesn't go away or get lost in it. This one had a lot of different color changes. It changed to this purpley color in with the yellow. And the yellow started changing into this pretty pink coral color, and then the full-on pink over here, and then back to the coral, and that turned into the yellow and the blue again. Okay, so let me see if I can change the lighting. Maybe you can kind of see the sparkle better, the shimmer sparkle. Not really sure, but see it right over in here. This one has like a multicolor shimmer through it. You can definitely see it right in here. And it goes all the way through the project. Like I said, nothing really gets lost. To me, the shimmer never really gets lost in any of these. It's just a more subtle shimmer instead of straight on like bling. Again, pardon my ends here. But that was Princess. And then Magic Carpet, I believe, was the next one. Yep, Magic Carpet. And this is another one that I had to go through the full skein because these color changes just amazed me. And this one, I believe, was straight through. I don't think there was any knots. I don't think anything bad was going on. No crazy frayed edges, no nothing. But we started out with this really pretty, like, blue and red that went into more of an orangey red, and the blue. The blue started lightening up, and then the blue changed back here where the orange took over. So we're getting this really pretty, like, rainbow fade. And the blue is always a cool, it's like blues, or like right here it starts to change into purples, while the warm rainbow still continues on. And here's this really pretty, like, magenta pink. And then it starts going back into this blue and reddish color. So, and this has another multicolor shimmer through it. Let me change the light back for you too. Yeah, I don't think you can see the shimmer as well in this light. Change it back to the other light. Sorry for all the lighting changes. I just want to make sure you guys get a really accurate color. But this is gorgeous. If you like rainbow, you will really like this, I think. I really, really, really love this one. And I fully see me getting more of it for more, like, a bigger project. Which is another thing too, with the color changes the way they are in these. I think for big projects, these would be gorgeous. Because there's a long color change in them, in most of them. Okay. So I wanted to save this one for the end, but since I'm trying to go in order, this is Sultan. And this is the one that I was the most excited about when I bought these, because these are completely my colors. There's, without unrolling it yet, there's these dark grays and deep burgundies, and then like this brownish gold tan mixed in with grays. There's like a coppery brown shimmer going through it. It really does get lost in the lighting. I know you can kind of see it. Let me see. Does that help any? You can kind of see it. I'm going to stick with this lighting. Now what made me sad about this one And this was all I had left of it. And this is not enough for a full row. But I knew the middle started here with this dark gray and burgundy right here. But let me see if I can find it to point it out. Right here, that's a knot where it knotted this color to here already, which is fine because it's a coordinating color. This is like a lighter gray. The gray lightens up, and the burgundy kind of started to lighten up here and then started getting darker here, which still is fine. And we're starting to fade back at this point. So like this is kind of the center color. See how it fades from here to here to here. Then somewhere in here, right here, if you can see that, is another knot tying these colors together. But instead of fading into the next color of the skein, we go back to this dark burgundy, dark gray color, and then fade out. And then this is the continuing color, which is this beautiful, beautiful coppery brown color, like coppery color right here, coppery orange. And the gray kind of continues on in the light gray so that you can really see the other color next to it. And you really can see the shimmer. Like my camera on this phone is not picking up the shimmer the way that it should, but I promise it's there. I wouldn't lie to you guys. It's just a really subtle shimmer. I really enjoy it. But anyway, enough about the shimmer. I promise it's there. But then we end in this color. Now, this is my favorite colorway. I just wish there had been more variation in color instead of tying on burgundy ends after burgundy ends. And not really, like if this color had been throughout the project and faded in like here where it was meant to, this would have been stunning. It's not going to put me off of this yarn. I'm going to say right now that if I buy more, I will be buying more of this to make a bigger project. I am just pretty sad about the way that it ended up not turning into the fade that I had hoped it would. But that's okay. I'm not turned off to this color. Or to this yarn, I should say. The next color is for you blue lovers. This is Genie. Now, it is pretty much just blue. Like, it's different shades of blue, so let me correct myself. But I would have stopped. Normally, like on this one, I would have stopped partway through. But the blues, there's so many different blues in this. And the shimmer going through here, if you can't guess, is a blue. And if you can't see it, because once again, my camera is not really showing that shimmer very well. There, you can kind of see it in here. It's like this, see that? That blue shimmer does go all the way through. You can definitely see it right in here now. But it starts out with this really bright turquoisey, pretty blue. Like, they're all pretty, but I'm saying this is like the turquoise that I really like. It starts out with that and a lighter version of the turquoise blue. And then it moves into, it's starting to turn into this grayish blue in here. One of them is. So it's mixing like turquoise and gray here. And then it turns into a darker blue and that grayish blue continuing. And like, can you see how it's still just varying shades of blue, which is why I ended up doing the entire skein, because I wanted to see where the turquoise picked back up. This one did not have knotting problems. It literally is just this whole color change as far as I could tell. And the turquoisey blue that started picks back up here. So this entire skein was all varying blue colors. Oh, now's a good time to talk about this. Several of these skeins did have what my husband is starting to refer to as yarn tumors, because it is like, it is basically, let me find an actual end here. This is just like the leftover bit that I never tied in because I was in a hurry to get this done. But this is basically like two really thin rovings twisted together with the shimmer around one of the rovings. Okay. And some of these colors are we'll get into which ones are which later, but some are super soft. And on the super soft ones is where I noticed these yarn tumors kind of happening. Like this skein, I think, only had the one, so that really wasn't that bad. But this one was Genie. Excuse me. One more look at that really pretty blue. And then next color on the list is Magic Carpet, I believe. You see how much of this was left over. Wishes, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Magic Carpet. I knew it was Wishes too. Okay, so this is Wishes. And we started with this really pretty lavender and kind of like a sea green. This has a silver shimmer running through it. But here's that lavender, like it's a really grayish pale lavender color with this like seafoam green color. And then that was joined with a knot right here. So it's a sudden color change. That purple does continue through, but we've already got it just straight turning into red here. The red changes into this really pretty coral color again, with the blue continuing through. And then we get to a different green that is somewhat of like a lime green, maybe? Like a light yellowy lime green. I think that's a better representation. And then we get into like this cranberry reddish color and back into the reddish color itself. And then another knot, sudden color change into the purpley color with the, and we've changed from like, there was like the green was fading into a seafoam green again up in here, and that suddenly changed back into the light limeish green color. And then it fades back into the seafoamy green color up here while we continue the light purpley color. And then back up into this lavender color with the seafoam green. So that's where I ended this sample because it pretty much seemed to complete. And I did not see any other colors happening inside of this skein. So we just ended that one there. So some of these have a lot shorter color change, and I don't know for sure if that's due to the knot placement and the tying together or not. Or not. See what I did? Anyway. This next one is one of my favorites also. It's Lamp. And I kind of knew I was going to like this one to start with. And in all honesty, I feel like this one is prettier than I originally thought it would be. Because if you remember, this is what I was so shocked about finding, is just like a pretty much silver color in here. Which, considering this is Moroccan Nights, which is basically like an Arabian Nights kind of thing, I can see this color scheme being a lamp, like a magic lamp. I like petting this one. This is another soft one. It started out with this really beautiful, like, brassish color and a brown color. And can you guys see the shimmer in this? Because I swear even the shimmer changes color in this one. This up here has got like a brownish shimmer where there's a brownish color. And as you go, the shimmer itself turns into like this dark silvery color. Maybe it is dark silvery all the way through, and just against the brown, it seems more brown. I really, really wish you could see that better. Anyway, back to the color changing itself. Okay, so then it turns into this lighter brown, like almost a cream color in with the brown as the brown turns lighter. And then suddenly there's silver, which is awesome. It's beautiful. The brown just like lightens up really quick into the silver because this cream color is still mixed in with the silver, and the cream carries up here and starts to get into like a darker yellow as the silver continues up. And then that starts to turn back into this brown color and this bronzy color that we started with. And I would have stopped right there, but this was hidden in there where the brown turns to quite a dark brown and the brassish yellow color turns into this beautiful golden color. So I just decided to finish it out because the brown continues to be dark here, and that changes back into a lighter yellowy color. And then we start getting back into the same yellow and brown that we had to start with. And this is beautiful. Now the one thing I will say about this one, remember I said the softer ones had what my husband has called a yarn tumor. This one had 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 yarn tumors on the same part of the brown roving. I just left them in here because I wanted to show you, like, excuse me, the length of yarn wasn't so crazy that if this bothered you, you could certainly cut it out and make, just make a join yourself. You wouldn't be wasting a lot of yarn that way, at least not in the ones that I've gotten. They really don't bother me. Like, roving does sometimes have like a blemish like that. Not necessarily, like this one was quite big. This one was quite big. I just crocheted into the double crochet. All these samples, if you couldn't tell, and if I hadn't said it previously, are all just double crochet with the hook that was recommended, which is a 5mm. And this one's a Susan Bates, but you could use certainly whatever kind you wanted. But other than the blemishes that were in there, this is by far one of my favorites. I really do like this one. That one was Lamp. And then, had the end mixed in there. I almost lost it with you guys. Then we have 2 more to go. This one was Prince. And I think this one was the one also that I was really quite surprised by because of this pink that I didn't see in the outside of the skein. But you start out with this, let me see, is this lighting? You start out with this like brownish color and the silver shimmer streamer going through here. This definitely changes color, or it looks, okay, the shimmer is definitely 100% silvery right in here. If you can't, you can see the streamers right in here, whether you can see it shimmer or not. But here, it looks blue. I swear it does. I don't think it's just because it's against the blue, but if it is the same color all the way through, that's a really neat blending like effect that it has with the yarn. Anyway, the color of the yarn, aside from the shimmer, since I can't show that to you very well anyway, it has this really pretty like light tannish color mixed with a whitish cream color. The cream color continues while the tan fades into this really pretty like corally pink color. And then there's a knot with a sudden color change right here. And we've got like a more creamy color mixed with like a blue color. That turns into that brown color with the blue continuing. Excuse me. The blue starts to turn into like a gray with the brown. The brown continues all the way up here while that other color starts turning into the silvery cream color. And then the silvery cream turns into silver again and back up into blue while the tan continues up and starts turning back into this corally pink color. And this is another one that I stopped early. So here's the color fade of it. Let me see. Here's it in the other light. I really think the brighter light is doing this one more justice. Don't turn blue on me. Okay, I think this is doing it more justice. Let's go with that. But the colors in here just seem to be more repeats. So I didn't continue on, just again for the purpose of getting these done for you. But this one was Prince. And then the last one is Scarab. Scarab. Oop, sorry guys. There we go. Focus. Okay. Let's see. So the skein, since I'm a center pole girl, started out, move this around, started out with this seafoamy green and like a tan color. And the shimmer that goes through this, I would say, is in more of that dark silvery shimmer. And that goes all the way through it. There's a random thread. Sorry, guys. Anywho. So here's the brown. And then not where it starts to turn into cream and gray. That continues on to like a olivey foresty green with the gray. The green continues back into like this seafoam color and brown. And then we have a couple in the brown roving, we have a couple of the yarn tumors that my husband calls them. The brown continues up into here where the green starts to fade into like a steel blue and into a dark blue. And then once we hit the dark blue, it's mixing that green, the green turned into blue, the brown turned into like a cream color here. The cream color continues up here. Wait, not. Okay, there was a knot here. And that turns straight into brown and silvery, like gray silver, and a light brown. The light brown turns back into this creamish color right here. And the silvery gray continues up. And we're back again into this patch of like green, like a seafoamy green and brown. Let me see. Yeah, I guess that's the best lighting for it. Which I could have stopped, but the outside of the ball is this like really beautiful dark green and dark blue, and that's where it faded into that up here. And that's where you saw the outside of the ball. So this is another one that I did the entire skein of. And I'm going to show you that again in the hopes that the shimmer will show up as I'm going. This part is beautiful. So that is Scarab, and that is all of the colors. I will turn the camera around and we will give some final thoughts on this. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about was as far as the twist goes of the Moroccan Nights yarn. Yarn Bee Dazzling is obviously from Hobby Lobby. It's a Yarn Bee brand, and it's dazzling is the type of yarn. Now these are all the same color. All three of these are the color. Let's see the color. Summer Trails. See that name? We got Summer Trails there. We've got summer trails there. And over here, another summer trails, as you can see. But they all look very different. Like, this is kind of a beat up skein, and because it is, you can see some yellow peeking out. But when this skein was brand new, this would have been more accurate, okay? Whereas this one doesn't look like it has a hint of purple in it whatsoever. And this one is obviously very purple and pink. And then this one over here has got like this light blue that you don't really see in any of these. It's got a lighter peachy pink color than these do. There's a peachy pink sitting right here on this one, but it's mixed in with yellow. But if we dig into all of these, look, there's the purple color right there that is on this one. If we dig into this one, let's see if we can find, again, there's the yellow right here that goes, actually, this is a super light yellow that isn't in that one over here on the outside. This super light yellow is turning into a corally pink color, which looks a little more like this color over here. Gonna search out the blue. Here's the blue right here. And I had to dig pretty good for that one. And there's also like this green color here that you don't really see on either one of these, but I bet if you dig far enough you will. Now opening up this one, you see the purple inside. There's actually quite a bit of purple right there that you don't see at all from the outside. Here is that peachy pink color, peach and pink color I should say, that you see more on the outside of this one, but still not together on the outside of this one. Actually, you see it right here more on this one, having moved aside some of the purple color. So I'm only pointing this out and showing you guys this, not to say that you didn't already know this about dazzling, but this is just like a, I don't know, a thought that I had when I was thinking about the Lion Brand yarn and how people are saying that the yarn they got isn't the same, that it's not the same yarn, that it's completely misrepresented. But if Yarn Bee only advertised this kind, and that's all that you saw of summer trails, when you went to the store, or if you ordered it online and you ended up getting this one, would you immediately think that it was the same color? Because I wouldn't, honestly. When I first was introduced to dazzling during the sales, I was like sort of amazed that they were the same color at all, and I had to dig for myself inside of some of these to see the different colors. So it's just something to think about, that I don't think that Lion Brand is trying to you know, dupe anybody or send out different yarns, and this is just my opinion. Of course, you're free to have your own and let me know for sure what you think, but I think it's just the same principle, that there are so many different colors twisted together in so many variations that I think the outsides and even the insides of some of the yarns just don't have the same look as the ones on the site. They can only photocopy. They can only photograph what's outside, unless they were to dig it open or knit up a swatch, which again, I suggested that Lion Brand, maybe if you guys happen to be listening, do show a full spectrum swatch of color like you do for your cupcake yarns, because I think it'll help people realize that it's not different yarn, that it's not misconstrued on your site. But that's just my 2 cents. So anyway, that's the comparison between the dazzling colors that I wanted to talk about too. And just let me know what you guys think, and I'll be back with a final thought in frame. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys. Excuse me. Okay, so we're back. I could have taken care of that drink before camera, sorry. We're back, and like I just talked about the Yarn Bee yarn and how it changes. One colorway can look different on 3 or 4 different skeins of yarn, and I do think that that is the same with the Moroccan Nights yarn. That being said, I wonder if I hold it up, if you can see the shimmer any better from back here. Probably not. But I'll give you a long view too while I'm talking. Here's Palace. Excuse my ends, sorry. But can you see the shimmer? No. My camera is doing this yarn injustice, and that part does kind of upset me because this shimmer in here is there. It's subtle, it's beautiful, it runs through the whole yarn. I love it. But anyway, a couple things that I noticed. We did talk about the blips in, like, the little yarn tumor blips that came with some of these yarns. Another thing that I noticed is the varying softnesses. When it comes to, like, this is Princess. There's the color, like the whole colorway. This is Princess. And Princess is by far one of the soft ones. It's, all of them are soft enough to wear like around your neck, or like as a, like if you were to make this, probably wouldn't, but if you were to make a face mask, like a ski mask with this, it would be perfectly fine up against your face. No problems, and they're all acrylic except for the streamer of shimmer, so they're not gonna irritate your skin unless the shimmer does for some reason. But the difference between, let's say, Princess in softness, and there's halo on some of it, like, can you see that halo? It's quite a halo comparatively to Palace is a more harsher one. There is halo on it, but not like the Princess one. I don't know how well you can see that, but so Princess is a softer color, like, and I would compare Princess to if you've ever used excuse me, like Caron Party, because it has a strip of the shimmer through that. It's much like that in softness, but not all of the yarns are like that. Like this one is, Palace isn't. Palace is a little bit harsher. And then Magic Carpet is, here's the whole colorway for that as I drop the yarn band. Holding it up doesn't, I know that when I showed it like on the ground underneath the camera, that you could see the color, I think, better. The blue picked up better. But there is a blue purple that runs all the way through this rainbow, and it's stunning. Like, I love this one. But this one is not as soft as Princess is. Sultan is, and once you work with all of these, they get softer than they were when you started with them, which I think is true for a lot of yarns. There's that really harsh color change that I was talking about in Sultan. And it would have been so pretty with this. I really want to buy more of this and give it like more of a chance. But Sultan is not one of the super soft, at least this skein that I have, which is the only one I can really speak for, is not one of the super soft Caron Party type ones. Genie is. Genie is really, really, really soft. And here's that whole changing blue colorway that I was trying to show you on the camera. See all the different blues? Oh, so pretty. But it is a soft one. Wishes is another soft one that's comparable to Caron Party. There's the full color change for Wishes. Lamp is another soft one. Overall, these are pretty soft. Like, again, like I said, even the ones that I consider more harsh are not super harsh. But they're not as soft as like a Caron either. There's the full colorway. See how like metallic-y and beautiful this one looks? It's definitely named well, in my opinion. But there's the full color change for that. This one's gorgeous. I do want to get some more of this. I like want to get some more of a lot of these just for the color changing. They're so pretty. Like, it's definitely a beautiful color change. Prince is another soft one. It's very silky feeling. There's the different colorway changes in Prince. And then Scarab, which is going to get tangled up because my ends are everywhere. Here is the full color. Bye. Bye, wrapper. Here's the full color. And I think this color is beautiful. I really love it. I love the different, like the seafoamy green color mixed with all the different browns. And then it does change to like this dark green up here. If this had more color of this in my skein, that would have been amazing. But I'm not hating this like at all. This is definitely like a very deserty Arabian Nights. I know it's Moroccan Nights, but it's very Arabian Nightsy theme color. I can definitely see where they get Scarab from. I just love, like, again, I know it's like Arabian, like Moroccan, but it is very close to like Egyptian-y theme here too. Which, if you know me, strikes a really near and dear chord in my heart. But if I didn't say it because I got busy showing you the color, Scarab is also another one that is not super soft, but it's not, none of these are bad. The ones that aren't as soft, if you don't want to make a scarf or a cowl or anything like that out of it, you could certainly make a hat. You could make a bag out of it. You could make, I mean, you have to line it because obviously it's acrylic, but I'm saying, like, if you don't want it against your skin, like, that's another option. And honestly, I think some of these slow color changes would be beautiful in like a bag or a hat. And I wish I'd had the time to knit these up, or like I need to invest in a knitting machine because that would be beautiful with these colors, I think. So would I buy it again? I've already answered that question. Yes, I would. Do I think that, like, would I recommend it? Yes, I would. I think these are really nice yarns. I think that they are not thick yarns. Like, they're not as thick as Yarn Bee Dazzling, since that's the yarn I was kind of comparing it to. They're definitely not as thick as a Super Saver, but they're not skinny yarns either. I think that the light 3, light being the operative word, is fairly accurate for it. Yeah, I think that these are worth a try if you're curious about them. Definitely try to get them on sale. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think they're $5.99 for how many yards again? Let me remind myself here. I believe they're $5.99 for 273 yards. I always say get on sale if you can. So, but if you needed it in a pinch, like if I decide to make like something out of one solid color of these, I don't think I'd have too hard of a time paying the $5.99. I would definitely still try to get it on sale or get free shipping or something. But overall, I don't think it's an unfair price. Let me put it that way. Yeah, so I definitely would give this a passing grade. And I hope that you enjoyed that. The camera did not pick up the shimmer and the coloring as well as I had hoped, despite the fact that I was kept trying to change light color on you guys. But I did put a lot of thought and effort into crocheting these up and going through all these colors, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more yarn reviews from me, or yarn hauls, or my podcast, or all my upcoming project things, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for sticking with me and coming along for this. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.